E aí galera, esse é o Viajando nas Ideias. A ideia basicamente é trazer galera aleatória do mundo todo para trazer suas opiniões, suas tradições, culturas, enfim. Hoje a gente está especial porque eu tenho do meu lado o Russo da Rússia e o Evan dos Estados Unidos, a União Soviética aqui, caralho. Agora a gente vai discutir sobre o que tá rolando lá na Ucrânia, mano, que o bagulho tá pegando fogo. E os meninos já conversaram sobre isso antes aqui na casa e o bicho pegou. E eu vou botar a legenda, tá ligado? Em português, então vocês não vão perder nada. Rizzo, we started here a few days ago.
Very peaceful, civil conversation.
They didn't have so much peaceful conversation. The days are gone and like more days are passing, new informations, new things. At the time, you say we are not invading, we are saving Ukraine. Do you still thinking the same after one week? Yeah.
Claro.
Yeah. Tell to the Brazilian people why.
So
Claro.
the point is, you guys don't know about history of Ukraine and what's happening in Ukraine. There's a right now Nazi regime in Ukraine that kills Ukrainian people for the last 8 years. Start from 2014. You guys can Google it. For 8 years, Ukrainian government shooting Ukrainian people, Ukrainian civilians, women with kids and stuff all over internet, but nobody gives a fuck. Neither United States, other parts of the world, never give a fuck about that. Now actually Putin goes too far, in my personal opinion, he goes too far trying to attack Kyiv and take Kyiv. I'm agree on most of the points.
Hi guys!
Terrible time.
Mira lá do outro lado, cara. Com a interferência do colo da Argentina aqui, ó, mano.
Caralho.
Volvemos a la guerra. So like now, the Nazi government there killing kids, killing women.
Exactly. And Ukraine wants to join NATO, which, man, we will never allow NATO to move east.
So that's the real reason the war's happening.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. The whole Nazi thing is just justification.
No, it's exactly opposite. We should have done the Nazi thing in 2014, but the Putin didn't want to do this, and now we actually find a good reason to do, the same. Yeah.
My perspective, which is in most wars, they find some issue that they can try and rally their people behind, so that they can go do what they really want to do, which is political egomaniac stuff.
You did 9/11, right?
No, let's focus on the issue at hand.
Yeah,
That's what you did.
There's the discussion that
attack the fucking.
Clearly resonates
the
of a
discussion.
That's
conspiracy
exactly my
theorist point of
opinion
view.
again.
There's discussion that is going on. It's like Russia is doing the same thing the US did like for years, worldwide. Not only the US, but the whole NATO. What do you think?
So anyways, back to my point of view, which is that the real reason of the war was to take over the natural gas reserves of Ukraine, to prevent NATO from moving forward, like he said, to have a buffer state in between, and also to restore the canal, man-made canal of fresh water to Crimea, which is now a big dumpster fire for Russia, as their water reserves are only at 7%. So I'm not too sure. I haven't seen enough evidence for really buy the whole Nazi narrative that the Jewish president is enacting Nazi-style stuff.
Who's the Nazi? Is the government? It's some people, because we know that there's some areas around there.
Listen,
that there's a big movement of Nazi on the right.
There's East Ukraine and there's West Ukraine. East Ukraine love Russia, speaks Russian, will never forget Russian language, and tell them to eat dicks. Why? Because West Ukraine want to delete everything from the history of Ukraine connected with Russia. No Russian language, not fucking Russian history that we fucking saved their asses multiple times. They don't teach nothing in schools about Russia. Man, it's fucking Russian people. Ukraine is basically Russia. Same like Belarus, same like Georgia, Armenia, all those countries speak Russian, they love Russian. Something happened with Russia, Armenia, Georgia, all those countries, they're gonna come and fight for us. Ukraine exactly the same. The half of the Ukraine, the east part, they was like, yeah, Russian military.
But they have a lot of resistance at the same time.
At the east, not. Only the West.
Two separatists. I
Ex-
believe they want to be their own things too, not
No,
Russia.
but
They want to be
Russia.
Russia friendly, but they want to be not just
No,
engulfed
first
in
to be,
Russia.
and they're asking for independence from 2014, and Ukraine start to shoot their fucking civilians.
Yeah, what-
Read the list of countries that Russia give independence.
But
Become
it's
a-
independent.
Yeah, no, they broke off because they were bleeding money, which is why the USSR fell apart. And
How you don't know that?
okay, well, everyone who's viewing can go check it out for themselves. So you can look into what Reza says, you can look at what I say, you can make up your own opinions. And from my
Sai por
understanding,
sua cabeça, caralho.
after the Warsaw Pact, most countries over time, through foreign influence, through the normal tactics ways of, you can call it Western imperialism or whatever, they're like, oh, there's more incentives to join the EU to become a Western country than it is to stick with Russia. Russia's hurting a little bit from that. They're sad. They want to restore their glory or how the world used to view them.
Ei, foda aí você nessa gravação, vai, toma esse banho logo aí, caralho.
The classic
So
tactics of
basically
just
they're
giving
saying,
weapons.
we don't give a fuck about Ukraine.
Sadly, I do think the people that run countries probably don't care about Ukraine. I think to these people that run countries and stuff, I think there's got to be something wrong in their heads. And
On this one, we agree.
yeah, Russia's on that side of the conversation as well.
Already agreeing, so that's not what we want to see. That's one thing.
Okay.
Imagine that Russia made like really good amendments with Mexico. Oh, you have a really strong neighbor in your border. It's ally of the other guys to be part of their economic group, security group and stuff. What do you think the US would do on this case?
It definitely would make me uncomfortable for sure. I can tell you one thing: if the U.S. said we need to invade Mexico because the Russians are killing the people of Mexico, I probably wouldn't believe that narrative. Knowing the U.S. government, they would probably go into some sort of conflict. Like, I understand what Russia's doing, but
Not supporting.
it's not justified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you being like Russian these days, brother?
Nobody asked me questions except you guys.
I thought that, but people look at you like weird.
And that's why world problems don't get solved, because people don't talk about it.
That Russia for the past 12 years. They really don't give a fuck what's going on up there. But I hate Putin. I hate Putin. Okay? And in this particular case, yeah, I'm kind of on his side. Unfortunately for you guys, but
Western media is trying to sell it that all Russians are against this, but I would imagine, like just like in the U.S., you have half the populace that are probably for it and half that are against it.
also let's go to some war statistics. 7 days of war in Ukraine, there was 352 civilian casualties. Show me any other war where there's 352 casualties.
Yeah, we were
in 7
checking
days.
yesterday and we were like, fuck, these numbers cannot be real. It's impossible to explode so much things and no civilians, but
There obviously would be some casualties on the side, some
Yeah.
grandmother was passing by or some car was passing by. Of course there would be casualties. But guys, if that was a real war that Russia wanted to fucking fight Ukraine, it would be done in one night, million casualties.
Well, once again, I think there's a reason for everything, and they'll take over Ukraine, put in their own government that's pro-Russia, have Ukrainian people be pro-Russian.
Claro.
So there's more incentive to try and have as few civilian casualties as possible,
course.
and all that. And don't think it's we care about the people of Ukraine, so we're not carpet
It's a
bombing
political check.
like Russia did in Syria and stuff.
Man.
Yeah,
It's our
exactly.
people.
yeah, nuclears, nukes,
Please
bomb
don't use them.
atomic.
Please don't use them.
That's why they, probably it's more in the news. I don't think they're gonna have a nuclear war, but like yesterday, for example, the guys were shooting and bombing and in a nuclear zone.
So there was no danger to nuclear.
But they were shooting there, bro.
Of course there was.
It's
because
dangerous.
Russians-
If what does they
listen,
shoot get like
It's
one
the most
boom.
important things we have to take. It's the nuclear power plants.
The
Chernobyl we took in
Chernobyl.
the first fucking 3 days. or
No one
something.
wanted to fight around Chernobyl.
No one wants to fight in the IAS, fucking nuclear power plant. I don't know what happened there. My
It's
personal
being-
opinion, Ukrainian make fire to stop
No,
Russia
it's
from
not true.
invading.
Once again, I'm talking like I was there. I wasn't. Who knows? The Russians are getting a little desperate in this war. We're here to save people. Any war
Well,
started to save the poor people. It's not true. It's almost 99% in history not the reason for a war.
That the reason Russian come to any country is to invade and take the lands.
I think the reason they're invading right now is NATO lines, gas reserves, normal imperialistic stuff. Russia hasn't had a good one in a while because, they're dwindling as a power. Wouldn't even call them a superpower at this point.
If been always like a part of Russia. We call the mother of Rus
Mother
is
Russia.
Kiev. Is Kiev. It's always been.
Another egomaniac reason for Putin wanting to control
I'm just
Kiev.
saying they've always been part of this country and you cannot erase from the history. Last 8 years they want to erase everything that Russian did or done or ever had. For us, for Russians, if you do that, yeah, I'm gonna consider you Nazi. I'm gonna
But Putin
consider
is pretty
you.
Nazi also. Putin is extremely Nazi actually. If you're homosexual there, they're gonna kill you. If you're there like you, no, but not kill you. But if you go fight for it, you're gonna be killed, bro. Or you're gonna disappear.
Yeah, he disappears
You know,
a
like
lot.
and depressed.
I don't know.
And
And Russia also has a history in the early 1900s of persecuting Jews and running them out, much similar to the actual Nazis.
I don't know nothing about it.
No, they were
It's in my
against all the
personal family
religions.
history from St.
Obviously, I see
Petersburg.
those.
Great grandfather watched his father and his brother get shot by the Russians.
Ooh.
And it-
I'm hungry. É isso aí, galera. Final points.
My final two sentiments is one, don't drop the nukes, please, and two, this is an unjustified war like most of them are.
Classic Russian, no need to add anything.
You don't need to add nothing. É isso aí, caralho. Do Brasil quer que não tenha guerra, não. A gente quer ficar tranquilão, a gente quer Copa do Mundo. Isso aí, galera. Tô com fome, eu quero comer. Desculpa que a gente não tem microfone, tô começando agora. Pra ajudar a gente pra ter um microfone aí, se inscreve, dá o like, fala pros amigos. Thanks mesmo, caralho. Isso aí, mano. Thanks, mano. E tamo junto. Se inscreve aí, galera. Esse foi o Viajando nas Ideias. É nóis. Valeu.